Welcome to Las Vegas Real Estate Now, where we believe in the 3 E's: educate, empower, and engage. I'm your host, Harvey Blankfeld of the Brown Blankfeld Group, selling homes in Southern Nevada since 1988. To bring you the 3 E's, we not only share our experience and knowledge, but that of our expert contributors. We are very proud to be part of the Real Estate Radio Network. Like them, we are dedicated to delivering timely, balanced truths for market conditions. Please stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment. We are excited to have Chris Phillips from the firm of Phillips Ballenger. And Chris is a probate, trust, and guardianship attorney. He's been doing that for 12 years. Chris, welcome.
Thank you, Harvey. Thanks for having me.
I hear this all the time. We're dealing with clients, and I say, I want you to meet with an estate planning attorney. They go, no, I got a will. I'm good. Don't worry.
Sure.
Yeah, that's just not a good answer, is it?
No, it's not a good answer because a lot of people think if they have a will, then they get to have their property transferred to whoever they put in their will, lickety-split, if something happens to them and they pass away. And that's simply not the case.
Right.
The will always has to go to probate. You're talking about months and thousands of dollars of expenses that you can avoid by doing other things.
Well, how about if I just put my daughter's name on my house with me, Chris?
Hi, Shelley.
Hi.
You certainly can do that, and there are people that have done that, but when you put your daughter's name on the house, you're also exposing your house to any creditors that your daughter may have, or if she has to go through a bankruptcy, your house could get sucked into her bankruptcy.
Have you met my daughter?
I have not met your daughter.
People think that fixes everything and just
Right.
passes, then they're open themselves up to liability.
Sometimes I recommend a trust, which also avoids probate and allows your property to pass and doesn't expose it to anybody else's creditors. And there are other ways that you can do it with a deed upon death, which does the same thing. If the person that owns the house passes away, it transfers without transfer tax to the person named as the beneficiary on that deed, but you're not exposing that piece of property to the creditors or bankruptcy of the person who's designated as a beneficiary. You set up a trust, it costs a little bit of money on the front end. Going to probate is going to cost you 5 times that.
Now, can an LLC own a trust? Can a trust own an LLC? How does all of that work?
Sure, there are ways to structure your estate so that you don't individually own anything, but you have entities that own and control so that if you personally get sued, all of your assets that you have are not exposed to any judgments that you might have.
Even if I own one house, I should do something, right?
You should do something. And
Okay.
you know, everybody can look at how their house is owned. I have people that have been married for 30 years and one of the spouses passed away and they're on there jointly on the house and they think no problem. Sometimes I see deeds that are held as what's called tenants in common, and if one passes away, 50% of that house has to go through probate.
Chris has a relationship with one of our other expert contributors here on the show. You may recognize the last name, but Carrie's one of our expert contributors here on the show, and that's your wife, right?
Carrie Phillips is my wife, and I'm proud to say that.
Oh, yeah. Chris, we want to talk a little bit about guardianship.
One of the areas I practice in is adult guardianships.
Right.
And as baby boomers continue to age, we continue to live longer, people need assistance. They lose the capacity to make contracts, take care of their health, take care of their finances, and that's where adult guardianships come in if you don't do the right estate planning. And that is, you apply to the court to have someone legally appointed to make decisions for someone over 18. If you're going to inherit from your parents, it's coming out of your inheritance if you have to go to guardianship court or if they have to go into assisted living or something like that.
What's the longest you've ever been tied up in a probate? How long can they go on?
They can go on for decades.
Oh my gosh.
There are some that are currently in probate right now that I've seen from the time I started practicing 12 years
Oh,
ago.
my goodness.
And a lot of that could be resolved by solid estate planning.
Chris, hey, thanks so much for coming in. We love having you. Hope we'll be able to have you back again. You were just awesome.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now. Please tune in every week and help us heal the Southern Nevada market one home at a time.